My name's Daniel. I've been teaching yoga since 2005, and for probably about 5 or 6 years, that has been my only job. And I live in Los Angeles, where the rent is fucking ridiculous. So I do okay. I want to talk about two things that I thought or I think are important that helped get me to where I am, and maybe you can apply this to your teaching career. All right. So you're going to hate this one because I was in the right place at the right time. But you can be in the right place at the right time knowingly. I didn't know it at the time. I had no idea. But having been there, it's possible to insert yourself at least close to the right time. So it's about community, right? So I was a part of the first people to do yoga in the park in Los Angeles. Now it's a big explosion. But at Runyon Canyon, we were doing that, and I was a student. It was like 2002, and I was a freak. I was there every day if I could be there. So I was a part of this community, but it was a community at the time that no one really cared about. It was just a bunch of weirdos doing yoga, which I kind of miss because that was really beautiful. So when I became a teacher, I had already been a part of the community. Everyone already knew me as a student because I was always there. I mean, always there. So when I became a teacher, everyone knew me and they were already comfortable with me. And I was brought into this community that already had a bit of a foundation and a lot of people. Eventually, because of that foundation, before I was there, I was able to build on that, and the rest of the teachers were able to build on that. And it became something bigger than all of us. So my career raised up with the community. So as that community came up, I got more work and more well known. So you're like, well, I don't live in Los Angeles. That time has already passed. How do I apply that to my life? So you have to think about what communities you're a part of. So it can be like you're a part of a church community, you're a part of the sports community, a 12-step community, something that can transfer into yoga. So like if you're a part of a hard drinking community, it's probably not going to work. So in like badgering your friends that don't do yoga to do a yoga class, they might do it to be polite, but you need to be with the people that want to be doing it or don't know they want to be doing it and then can move up. So you can use this foundation to reach the people, which is what's important. So, number two, and this is very blue collar. Some people may not understand it, and some people will also say that there is a little bit of a lack of self-care. But what you have to understand is you're serving the people, and you're at this point trying or doing a job that 1,000 people want, right? It's completely insane. So you need to show up. Oh yeah, of course I'm going to show up. But you need to show up. So I'm going to give you some examples. I had 9 stitches in my neck. I taught every class. Someone said, why are you wearing a high collar? Why won't you take your jacket off? I showed them, they screamed, but I had to show up. I showed up when I'm not feeling well. I showed up when I've been out late. I showed up when relationships have ended and I couldn't even fathom, living my normal life, but I still showed up and taught. And actually it was very beneficial because it was something I was able to do to distract me from whatever I would be going through at that moment. So you've got to show up. When I first started, back to what I was talking about, the community in the park, the teachers would call me to sub their classes or they would text me, but like at 2 and 3 in the morning. So they're out doing either work or they're out hanging out and they're like, I'm not going to be able to get up. But even if I was out too, and even if I knew it would be hard to wake up in the morning, I said yes, and I showed up and I taught every class that was offered to me until eventually I was working enough where I could say, you know what, I'm going to pass on this one. But you got to show up. You got to show up all the time. You have to be there for the people. That is your job. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you're not going to apply it directly to your teaching career, but you're going to apply it like, how can I make this fit for me? So it has to be a little more abstract. That being said, if you have any questions, just leave a comment, and possibly I'll do a video and I'll answer your question directly. Ask me whatever you want. I don't care, and we can talk about it. And that's it. Keep doing it. We're here to serve the community.